Okay, so we're live. Sorry I'm late. I actually didn't press the go live button, so I've been talking to myself for about 5 minutes. But anyways, I'm here to just show you the new books that I've gotten since the last time. Sorry that it's been a while because I haven't posted a video in a while. I think it's been about maybe 3 weeks or so. I've just been posting some shorts and things like that. I've just been really busy with graphic design work and other work and things like that. So I do want to keep you all up to date on the most recent books that I've gotten. And I did put in the description box where I purchased most of these books, because I know a lot of people always want to know, where did you get the books? Sometimes you have to go to several different places to get books. You can't just get them all from the same place. So the first book, this is called Black People Invented Everything, and it's by Dr. Sujan Kumar Das. Another thing is always research the authors to see what they're about, where they come from, you know, their intentions, things like that. And this book has about 245 pages, something around there. Again, it's a very good read so far. I really like it a lot. I've got my tabs in it. If you can see, I always put tabs and creases. I'm not sure if I showed this book the last time. This is Before the Mayflower, A History of Black America. It's by Lerone Bennett Jr. And this is a good book as well. I haven't read it all, but I've read portions of it. It's hard to read one book at the same time. This has about 700 and some odd pages in it. That's including the index. And that's the front, and here's the back of it. Okay. Now, this book here I did show the last time, but I just want to give you an update. I purchased this book on Amazon. You can no longer get this book on Amazon. So I don't know if there's something in this book that they don't want us to know, or maybe the words on the book turn some people's noses up. I'm not sure. But anyways, it's about 77 pages. They do have the book on Amazon, but it is totally different. The cover looks totally different than this. So you won't be able, I don't think you'll be able to get this book. So if you can find it, I will get it. The next ones, I don't think I showed this the last time, but this is a 2-volume set. This is Ancient and Modern Britons, Volume 1. This has a whole lot of stuff about us in here. I've been reading it, but I do want to say this. When I purchased this book from Amazon, I actually purchased this book and I was on page like 216. And then I was following along with like a study guide or something, and it said turn to page 217. So I go to turn the page and there is no 217. So it was missing like 7 pages. So I called Amazon. They said send it back once they sent me the new book. And I was like, well, okay, how are you going to be able to tell me that it's not going to be missing pages too? And she's like, oh, I'm so sure it won't be missing pages. So I got the new book, which was the one I just showed you, and it's not missing pages, which is so weird. And this is Volume 2. This is about 440 pages, Ancient and Modern Britons, Volume 2. Both of these books are by David McRitchie. Ancient and Modern Britons, Volume 1 is about 400 pages. Again, I did put in the description box where you can purchase these books. Where I purchased them anyways. This book here was recommended to me by a friend of mine. And actually, he said that Will Smith recommended the book to him. And it's called The Alchemist. And this book is basically about finding, basically pulling out what's already inside of you out. So everything you're looking for is inside of you. So I haven't started reading this book yet, but I know it's going to be a very good read. And this book here is about 182 pages. And then this, I need to add to the description box because I got this when I went to Chicago to the Underground Bookstore. It's an etymology dictionary. I suggest everybody have one of these in their library. If not one, maybe 2. And that's the back of it. But the Underground Bookstore is located in Chicago. You can Google it. And he doesn't have a website or anything. His name is Yoel. He's a really nice guy, and he'll send you the books to your house. So that's the cool thing about that. And this is another book I just got. It's called The Color of Law by Richard Rothstein. And this book is about 337 pages. if you're not familiar with the color of law, I suggest maybe you Google to see what the color of law is, or if you have a law dictionary, look up the color of law, and then that will kind of explain to you what this book is about. And that's the back of it. And remember, also research the authors of the books. This is a short read. It's a really small book. It's by J.A. Rogers. It's called The Real Facts About Ethiopia. It has some very interesting information. I only started, I think I was on page 8 or something like that. But just from page 1 to page 8, I learned so much just that fast. So this book is about 34 pages. And here's the back of it. I did also buy another one of these. I bought this from the Underground Bookstore as well. And I have 2 of these now. So this is a very good book by Carter G. Woodson, The Miseducation of the Negro. And this book is 205 pages. This is the front. I couldn't find this book anywhere that looked like this on the front and looked like this on the back. So I was glad that I was able to purchase it from the Underground Bookstore in Chicago. And I think I'm missing a book. I might have to do it on the next one. But I ordered this. This is by Frantz Fanon. And this is The Wretched of the Earth. And I also ordered A Dying Colonism. Hey, Dolph. I also ordered A Dying Colonism too, but I think I left it upstairs because I don't see it. But this book is about 251 pages. And again, if you're not familiar with Frantz Fanon, he also wrote Black Skin, White Mass as well, which I highly recommend that book. I believe that was on one of my earlier videos that I did of the books that I got. And then I just got this book. This is a very cool book so far. I couldn't put it down like when I started reading it. That's the crazy thing. When you get books, you start to read one, and then when you get a new book, you start reading that book too. It's so weird. So this one is 608 pages. It's called Race Law Stories. And it's by, it looks like Rachel F. Moran, Devin W. Carbato. Oh, those are the editors. So I guess Michael Ami or Howard Winant. I'm not sure. I guess several people wrote it. Or maybe this Carbato guy wrote it. His name's everywhere. But I'm already like on page 200 and something in this book. But this is the front. Like I said, it's got about 608 pages, and this is the back. And I did buy it used. I forgot where I got it from, but it's at one of those places that I put in the description box. And this is another book that I got. It's called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. It's by Robert B. I guess Cialdini. I'm not sure. I might be pronouncing that wrong. PhD. It's a revised edition. I just thought it looked interesting to learn about this. I did take psychology in college and sociology in college, but it's been a while, so maybe it'll bring something up. And this is about 320 pages. And that's the front, and there's the back. Okay, and this one is called Mer to More, Kemet Until Now, the Etymology, Semantics, and Morphology of the Word More. So I guess it's breaking down that word. This book is not that long. It doesn't have page numbers on it, so you can see how thin it is. So you get the right book. But I thought it would be interesting. I haven't started reading this book or anything yet, but I thought it would be interesting. And that's the back of it. And this book here is called The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. This is the complete original edition. And this book is about 113 pages. So, and that's the front, and then there's the back. Which one do you have, Dolph? Whoops, that happens. Okay, so this book here is called Logic, A Complete Introduction. It says, understanding logic faster, master the subject step by step, test yourself as you go. So it's pretty self-explanatory, logic. So this book is about 368 pages. This is the front. So you see up here, it says, teach yourself logic. And then here's the back. Okay. Oh, you have that book? Okay, cool. I'm glad. See, something just told me, like in my spirit, something just told me to get that book. I don't know. It was so crazy. This is another book that I got. This is by J.A. Rogers. Let's see if it has page numbers. It's about 35 pages. It's called The Ku Klux Spirit. And so you can already pretty much tell what it's going to be about. But it's a very thin book, a very easy read. I haven't started this book just yet. There's the back of the book. So it's kind of like a pamphlet. He did make a lot of like little books like this as well. And this book here is just a kind of like informational book. And it's 167 pages and it's for Tanzania. So it's just the essential guide to customs and culture. Basically tells you about the weather, how the people act, and things like that. And here's the back of the book. Again, here's the front of the book. Thanks, Duff. Yeah, I try to get as many books as I can. This is a 2-volume series here. And I just got these. I haven't started reading any of these. It's called An American Dilemma. It says Volume 1, The Negro Problem in Modern Democracy. So this is the front of the book. This is a very thick book. So it probably will take me not forever to read this, but to read and comprehend it, it's going to take me a little minute. Because remember, like I said in my other videos, there's a difference between reading and then reading and comprehending. So you might have to reread some things a couple of times, but it's no big deal. This book with the index is 1,481 pages. So that's the front. Oh, and I'm sorry, I didn't tell you who wrote it. Let's see. Gunnar Myrdal or Myrdal. I'm not sure if I'm messing his name up. Okay, and then this is Volume 2, An American Dilemma, Volume 2, The Negro Problem in Modern Democracy. And you see they're both pretty thick books. This page with the index is 1,481 pages, about the same as the first one. So there's the front. And there's the back. This book actually was a gift to me from my friend. And this book is called, I hope I don't mess this up, Amarigna and Tigrina Cow Genesis. And it says Genesis hieroglyphic retranslation in the actual language of the hieroglyphs. And I guess the name is Legacy or Legace Allen. I'm not sure, you know, what it's going to be all about. I'm pretty sure it's going to be about hieroglyphics. So I guess as you look through it, you see. So I guess it's explaining that. So I haven't read it yet. This book is 24 pages. So I'm not sure where to purchase this book because this was given to me as a gift. So I'm pretty sure you could Google it and find it somewhere. And this is the back of the book. Okay. This book here I also got from the Underground Bookstore in Chicago. Again, like I said, you can Google Underground Bookstore and you can call and speak with Mr. Yoel. He is the owner there and he will ship whatever you want. And he has a lot of books, not just the ones that I've got. He's got a whole lot of books there that are really cool. But this book is called Africa's Gift to America, The Afro-American in the Making and Saving of the United States. This again is by J.A. Rogers. And it's not thin, but it's thinner than the last book. This book here is 271 pages. And I think I read like one page in this book so far, and I was just like, wow, already just one page in. So I put it down because I started reading another book, which is funny. I just got this one as well. This one is called the Woodson series, The African Background Outline by Carter G. Woodson. And this is a pretty thick book here. So I suggest that you read it a couple times if you have to. It's 478 pages, and that's with the index. So it will probably take you a little bit to read it unless you're a speed reader and you can comprehend very fast, but I can't. So I highlight, put tabs, everything in books, just so I can keep up. These are two other small reads. This one is called The Willie Lynch Letter and the Making of a Slave. Willie Lynch. It's a small book. And this one's about 37 pages. And here's the back of the book. So this is a quick read. You could probably read that in a day. The next one is called The Ancient Blacks, Hebrews, and Arabs. It's by Anu Mbantu and Gert Muller. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing their names right. And this is a kind of thin book. There you go, is the front. And here's the back. And then this book here, see if it has pages yet. It's about 64 pages on this book. This book here is called Edward Bernays with an introduction by Mark Crispin Miller. It's called Propaganda. I think I've read probably about 15 pages of this book so far, but this is a very good book. So I suggest getting this book as well. Again, it's by Edward Bernays. It's about this thick, and it's about 168 pages, and here's the back. Oh, I did have my other Frantz Fanon book. Okay, here it is. A Dying Colonism by Frantz Fanon. So he's also, looks like it says, the author of The Wretched of the Earth, and then again, Black Skin, White Mask. And let me just look at the comments for a second. Let's see. I bought quite a few books with a growing list. Some I have in audio format, others I have on a flash drive. I'm building up my library these days. I count on your findings. Thanks, Dolph. Yeah, I'm always, anytime that Sabir says to get a book, I always get it, because you saw what happened with the one book, A Jew and Negro. Now nobody can get the book. So I don't know if it's just because he's talking about it. I'm not sure if everybody is buying it. But I just buy them as soon as he says them. That way I know I can get them. And this next book that I got is called We the Black Jews by Yosef Ben Jochannan. I can never pronounce his last name right. I suggest to get this book as well. This is volumes 1 and volume 2 combined. It's about this thick. And it's about 403 pages. Again, don't forget to research the authors too, to find out what they're about, because not everybody that writes a book is for us. Now, I wanted to save these for last, because some of these I actually show them in all my videos, because everybody should have a law dictionary. Everybody should have one. This is a good one to get, Black's Law 5th edition. I have several tabs in this one. I do also have, if you can see behind me, I have Black's Law 4th edition. I have Ballantyne's 2nd edition. And then I have a Black's Law Pocket Dictionary. I also have a Law Dictionary 3rd edition that I can carry with me as well. Oh, you got it? I'm good. I'm glad you got it, Dolph. Okay. Yes, cross-reference too. And it's so crazy, because all these books, when you start reading them and then you find something, it'll say like a statement or a word, and then it'll lead you to another book. And then that book will lead you to another book. And they all like tie together. And you got to think, none of these authors know each other. They're all different people living their own lives, or some of them have passed. But it's like they didn't know each other. So how is it like the dots able to be connected? So weird. It's just weird. But you definitely do need a cross-reference. Dolph is definitely right about that. This one I just got. This one is called Constitutional Law, Cases and Materials. It looks like it just says Gerald Gunther and Noel Dowling. And this is, I believe, let's see. I think it's the 6th edition. Oh, no, it's the 8th edition. So Cases and Materials on Constitutional Law, 8th edition. I do have another book coming, another law book coming, but I'll do another show when I get that. This, everybody, I definitely suggest this, getting an American civics book. I know that we learned this stuff in high school, but I know I didn't retain a whole lot of it. I know a little bit, the basics, but this book here is an actual textbook, so it breaks down everything. So far, I put several tabs in this book, but it's very easy to read. It has chapter summaries and reviews and things like that. And it also has something, I guess you can go online and kind of like do a study guide like with the book. But this one is, I guess, about 600. Well, we'll just round it up to about 700 pages. So that's the front of the book. And this is the back of the book. And then, of course, everybody should have all of this and this. So we have the Constitution of the United States and the Declaration of Independence. Then you also should get the Constitution for your state. So whatever state you live in has its own constitution. And then this is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Just make sure you have that as well. And then another constitution, but this one is the U.S. Constitution and fascinating facts about it. So it's not just the Constitution, it also gives you fascinating facts, not opinions, but facts. So those are all the books so far that I got. Like I said, I do have several more books that are coming, but they haven't gotten here yet. So when I get those, I will do a review on that. I did pick up some books out of I don't know if you all have them where you live or not, but we have like it looks like a mailbox, but it's a library and it's in front of people's houses and you can just pick up books for free. So I was out in a certain area and I saw one. So I looked inside of it and I got a couple of really cool books. So this one is called Introducing Comparative Politics. And it was just weird. This book was just there. It's got a lot of information in it. Just some cool, interesting facts. And this book here is called Out of Eden. So I'm not really sure. Let's see, on the back it says, aimed at busy non-mathematical readers. It doesn't really say what it's about. But yeah. Yes, civics. Everybody needs to know civics. That's right, Dolph. Everybody needs to know it. And we all know it. It's already inside of us, but we just need it to draw out. So what does education mean? Education means to draw out what's inside of you. For sure. Okay, cool. So you have the book boxes too. That's cool. I love that. It's so cool. I'm thinking about building one in front of my house. This is another one I got from there. It's called The Meaning of Human Existence by Edward O. Wilson. Looks like it won a Pulitzer Prize. I just thought it just sounded interesting. This one is called Comrades, Brothers, Fathers, Heroes, Sons, Pals. It's by Stephen Ambrose. I have no idea what it's really about. I guess it's about friends, comrades. This book here. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I bought this book. It's What Really Happened, the Tuskegee Syphilis Study, What Really Happened by Aqua Furlow. And this book here is 102 pages. That's with the index. And that's the back of the book. Again, that's the front. And I think I started reading this and I'm on page 17. because I stopped and started reading another book. This I got out of one of the little mobile libraries. It's called Communication Research. So I thought that would be interesting. Asking questions and finding answers. So remember, always ask questions. Question everything. Don't just be a sheep and follow the herd. So those are pretty much all I have right now. Like I said, if you can see behind me, I do have a very large book library growing. And that's not including these books that I have to put back up there that I just took off to show you all. But always buy books. Books are capital. They'll always be worth something. If they had to burn books, then that should tell you that they're worth something. When they had that annual book burning or whatever it was called. Okay, so I wanted to talk about something else, something that happened that's pretty cool for me. I did LLC my graphic design business. It's called Explosive Expressions Graphic Design. You can follow me there on Instagram, Explosive Expressions Graphics. You can follow it on Facebook, Explosive Expressions Graphic Design. So you can follow me both places there. I don't have a website yet. I'm not sure if I'm even going to make one or not with this day and age, because I don't really sell like products yet. So only thing I sell is a service. But I wanted to talk about that because they are having here in Louisville, Kentucky on June 19th, 2021, which is a Saturday, Knowledge Fest. And it's going to have several different speakers. Sabir Bey is one of the speakers. I believe Ben X is a speaker. Boyce Watkins, Dr. Boyce Watkins is a speaker. Red Pill, Blue Pill is a speaker. And so I actually got one of the booths that are going to be there. So I'm going to be setting up there and I'm going to be branding myself for the first time. So this will be the first time that I'm going to be out there. I'll have my logo, my business cards. I'm going to try to do my booth really cute and stand out. So I've never done this before, so it's a good experience for me. And so let me see if I can share my screen so I can show you what the flyer looks like. Hold on one second. Let me see, window. I don't think I can share it. I think I have to have two monitors. If somebody else was on here, they could share it, but I can show you on my phone. So it's June 19th from 12 to 6 p.m. It's at the Muhammad Ali Center. And that is located at 144 North 6th Street in Louisville, Kentucky. Tickets to the Knowledge Fest are $20 in advance and $25 at the door. And this is what I'm going to be participating in right here, which is the Knowledge Fest Millionaires in the Making pop-up shop. Okay, let me see if I can figure out. There we go. So hopefully you can see that. I know it's kind of a glare. I don't know. There we go. But so he sent me this, and it comes with shows that I am an approved vendor. And I just changed my logo. So this is my new logo down here. I can zoom it in so you can see it a little better. So when you go to my business page on Facebook or Instagram, that's what you're going to see, EEGD, and then underneath it says Explosive Expressions Graphic Design. But I'm kind of excited about that. And the reason I'm really excited about that is because I just got my heat press and my vinyl cutter. So I ordered it probably about 4 days ago or 3 days ago. I didn't expect it to get here so fast, but I'm glad that it did. So the vinyl cutter that I ordered is actually called Explore Air 2. This is it right here. And so I'm excited to open it up and get started because I'll be able to make t-shirts. I'll be able to put logos or designs, anything on cups, pants, shirts, anything you want. You can pretty much slap it on there. You just put it in this cutter, your design, and then print it out and then use the heat press, which is in this big box here. If you see that. Oh, excuse me, y'all. That was all my books that just fell. That's what happens when you have all these books. They just fall all the time. It just happens. But I wouldn't pick them up, but they are in my way. So I won't be able to sit here and put my feet in the front of me if I don't pick them up. So yeah, so I'm excited about that. So I do have a heat press and a vinyl cutter, so I'll be able to make t-shirts and pants, whatever it is that you want. If you wanted to put your logo for your business on a shirt, I can do that. All you'd have to do is just DM me, send me the design that you know, of course it would need to be in a JPEG format, JPEG, or I believe you could probably send PDF. It's up to you, but JPEG is always better. And I can download it to my computer and then put it right into this cutter, and then it prints out whatever it is that you've sent me. And at that point, then I can slap it right on a t-shirt or wherever you want it and do a heat press on it. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. I've never used one before. My brother, he has a very advanced machine. I don't even know the name of it. So he told me that if I needed any help to reach out to him. So I'll probably be reaching out to him once I get everything opened and unboxed and set up. Just wanted to discuss that. And then the last thing that I want to discuss is two DVDs. One that I just bought, and I highly recommend that everybody get this DVD. I did put in the description box where you can get the DVD. It's a 3-hour-long documentary. It's called Out of Darkness, and looks like it was produced by Sabir Bey, or he was a co-producer. And it's got Taj Tariq Bey, James Small, Atlantis Browder. It's got Tony Browder, Dr. Claude Anderson, Kaba Kameen. I believe that's Dr. Kaba, if I'm not mistaken. And so I highly recommend this. It's, again, Out of Darkness. That's the front of it. And here's the back. I've got a heck of a glare. I'm going to have to fix that. But I put in the description box where you can get this. You can email Sabir Bey and he will have somebody send it out to you. But it's a 3-hour-long documentary, but I watched the whole thing. And he actually said you shouldn't watch it all at one time, but it was so interesting and so good. I just couldn't stop watching it. So I didn't even know it was 3 hours until I finished that. Oh, thank you, Dolph. Thank you. So this is very good. I highly recommend it for you and your kids. It tells about our history. It's very, 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 very good. I would give it 5 stars or 6 stars. However many stars is the most stars, that's what it would get, plus some. So again, the information to purchase this is in the description box. So please support and purchase this because it is well worth it. I just got this one, and this one I believe is Tariq Nasheed. I'm not really familiar with him a whole lot, but I do know that the promoting of this was very good. So I did read up on it before I purchased it. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it was very good. So, okay, let me look at the comment here. You got Out of Darkness. I got Out of Darkness when it first dropped. That's how I started learning about more science and the Taj Tariq Bey, among others. I still have it. Definitely worth having. Yes, it is. It's very good. Did you watch your Out of Darkness, Dolph? Did you watch it all the way through when you got it, or did you break it up in sections? Because I literally watched it like all the way through, and it didn't even seem like it was 3 hours long. I didn't even know that's how long it was until I think it was Sabir that said something. But it is a great book. Okay. I was trying to wait on your answer, Dolph, to see if you got how you watched it when you watched it all the way. Then since in segments. Yeah, I think I'm going to watch it again because I know I probably missed something. But it was so good. I mean, like, it was really, really good. I loved everything about it. I have no complaints about anything about it. And it's weird because some people, like, when you watch a movie or something that's over an hour, some people lose interest. but I couldn't even tell, like I said, that it was 3 hours long. It was just so good. I have to what? Dolph, what do I have to do? Watch it again in segments, maybe. I guess that's what you're saying. Oh, yeah, but it's great. And the shipping is fast too. So if you order it, or if you don't get a response from the email the first time, just keep emailing, because I know he probably gets a whole lot of emails about that. And I think you can get Buck Breaking from, I think they have a website, buckbreaking.com or something like that. Oh, I have to watch it again. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to watch it again because I know, I mean, it was so good, and it grabbed my attention, like from the very beginning. It was just like, I was just like the whole movie. Okay. So basically you have to watch it again constantly. It's a part of knowledge base. Got it. And you heard it. And then here they are again. So that's Buck Breaking and Out of Darkness. Oh, whoops. I wish I could get that glare off. Okay, there we go. Out of Darkness. Oh, and you can also watch this on Apple and Amazon Prime as well if you're a Prime member. So that's something productive that you could show your kids, or, you know, a family night movie, or, well, maybe not a family night movie because it is 3 hours long, but, or you could do like a learning session or something with your kids and break it up into segments. And, you know, just like we used to do in school, write a book report. After you write it, or after you watch it, write a book report like you did in school. And that will help you with the comprehension of what you just took in. Okay, Apple, Amazon Prime, and Vimeo. That's where you can watch Out of Darkness as well. So, but if you want a copy, because Amazon doesn't keep stuff on there forever, and I don't know how Apple works as far as how long they keep stuff, and Vimeo, I'm not sure how long they keep stuff as well. So it's always good to have a hard copy of anything. That's why I don't get PDF copies of books, because you never know who and when they can change anything in a document that you have. So I always want the hard copy, because a lot of people ask me, why didn't you just get the PDF? It's free. And I'm like, no, I'm not getting the PDF. I'm just going to buy the book. I would buy a pair of shoes. I would buy a sweatshirt. I would buy a pair of shorts, whatever. So why not buy a book? And so I don't get it. But, you know, everybody has their own ideologies about things. So it is what it is. But that's all I have today. So I'm going to get off of here and probably open up my cutter and my press and get that set up, and probably go and get a couple of t-shirts, or I might find some old t-shirts around here so I can practice on them and see how it comes out, as far as just trying out my logo first on a shirt, just to see what it looks like and the quality of it. And then I'm going to learn a lot more about it. And hopefully pretty soon, I will be an expert. Maybe I can get a degree or an agree in heat press and vinyl cutting. Okay, hard copies are good, but don't let it stop you from gaining the information. If the hard copy isn't immediately available, it's a good start. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Another thing that I always think about too is when I bought a pale horse, I think it's Behold a Pale Horse. I think that's what it's called. When I bought that, they took out, I forget the number of the chapter. It was something Zion something. I forget the name. Dolph, you might know, but they took out the whole chapter of the book. So it's missing the whole chapter. So I did get a PDF version of Behold the Pale Horse, and just so I could get that one chapter. And so hopefully they haven't changed anything. I haven't checked my iPad recently because that's where I downloaded the PDF, which was free. But I did get it just for that one chapter, because I couldn't believe that they took out that whole chapter. So I'm like, if they took that chapter out, there must be something in there that we really need to know if they took that whole chapter out. And that just kills me, especially when I bought the Ancient and Modern Britons 1 and 2, and then 1 is missing 7 pages. I mean, and it's in the middle of the book, like 216, page 216. So if you were like, if I wasn't following along with like a video that I was watching and they wouldn't have told me to go to that page, I probably would have never known that it was missing pages until I actually got to that page. And it just makes me upset, because I'm like, you don't want to think conspiracy theory, like, did they take out this information because they don't want us to know because it was just a few pages, or did they make a mistake and just not print enough pages, trying to save money and hope that the person wouldn't realize that it was missing pages. But I don't know what it is behind why they do what they do, or what they do what they do. I have no idea. But just pay attention to the pages in the books. That's why I always like to, when I give my reviews, or not reviews, but my list, I always like to tell you how many pages are in the book. So that way, if you go out and purchase the book, you can say, oh, okay, well, she said this book was 400 pages. And if it's only 350, they've taken 50 pages out of the book. So I've learned the hard way by purchasing books and getting them, and they were missing pages. So I said I wouldn't let that happen anymore, at least to me being aware of it, because sometimes things can happen and you don't know. But I said I would never let that happen again. And I said, if I ever showed anybody what books I have, I'll always let them know how many pages are in it. That way they have something to go by. Because, that's the worst thing, is to get a book and it's missing pages, right? I don't stand completely on PDFs. Hardbound is always best. Yes. And it's just something about having the book, like, being able to touch the book and, I don't know if it has a certain smell you like, or just the look of the book. It's something about the real book, just having it in your hands, like, oh, this is my book. Oh, but yeah, so it's not going to be a long video. I'm pretty much done. If you have any questions, drop the questions below in the comment section. But like I said, I did put all the information about where I purchase all of my books. I need to go back and add the Underground Bookstore in Chicago. But I didn't add that at first. And I did put in there where you can get Out of Darkness. I didn't put in there where you could watch it as far as on Apple and Amazon Prime, but I did put Sabir's email in there so that you can email him to purchase that as well. And some other information I put in the description box also. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I hope you learned something. I hope you got some new book ideas. And stay tuned for a future video once I get my press up and my vinyl cutter, and I actually have something I can show you as far as me printing out on a shirt or some pants or whatever I decide to print out on. And then I'll probably do another update on some more books, because I do have more books coming. I never stop ordering books. It's like an addiction now. It's like I can't stop ordering books. I need them all. So again, thank you so much, everybody. And I hope everybody has a great rest of their day. I'm going to go ahead and get off, and hopefully I'll do another video soon. I don't want to give you a date or a time frame, because I'm really not sure. Life is very hectic. So until next time, peace. And peace, Dolph. Thank you for tuning in.